Maragalang put up only 2 points in her very first game as a Foxy starter through 2 sets. That was a loss for them in 5 sets. In the meantime, Bandy Gambler, second leading scorer in the last game, 16 points, along with 8 receptions in a 4-set win against the Flying Titans. Welcome to the Mall of Asia Arena here in Pasay City. First game of our doubleheader. Farm Fresh Foxies in game number 2 of the conference, looking for their first win. It's going to be a tough task against one of only 2 undefeated teams in the CIGNAL Super Spikers. And coming up later, the 3-time All-Filipino Conference champions, the Cool Smashers, will go up against their nemesis, trying to get their first win as they will take on the Flying Titans, also looking to bounce back after a 4-set loss against the Flying Titans. Hi everybody, thanks for watching us on Pilipinas Live, One Sports Plus and One Sports. I'm Eric Tepan. On the far left, we have Jules Israel, and then right beside me is Jamie La Victoria. Jamie, it's week number 2 already. How would you assess what happened in the first week of the All-Filipino Conference?
Well, Eric, so far so good. New players gelling well with their new teams, and I just can't wait for more quality games this All-Filipino Conference.
And that's exactly what we're bringing you today. 2 more games. Let's take a look at the team standings. You'll see the points and the wins and losses of your favorite teams.
Well, Eric, you did mention it is week 2, but at the top, we have the CIGNAL Super Spikers. They defeated the Galleries Tower High Risers and the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, but we see the Farm Fresh Foxies. They did lose in 5 sets to Nextlet on opening day, and all these teams want to reach that top 4 in this preliminary round just to avoid that play-in tournament later on.
That's right. Both these teams, the Farm Fresh Foxies and the Super Spikers, very good offensively because of these their setters, Lohi Robbins Hardy, and of course we have one of their best setters so far in the tournament, Jel Cayuna. And why they have so many prolific scorers, obviously impressive. 3 double-digit scorers for both teams in their last game, and they were led by Trisha Tubu for the Foxies, and for the Super Spikers, they were led by Erica Santos.
Now, when you look at these 2 players, the best spikers of the week, but they both have different attacking styles. Trisha Tubo is very explosive. She goes for that cross-court, that down the line. But Erica Santos, she is very smart when attacking. She goes for those off-speed attacks. She knows where the blockers are, and she knows when to activate that tip. I mean, they did such a good job in their previous matches. I wonder what else they can do today.
That's right. Trisha Tubu, 32% attack efficiency. A little better than Erica Santos, 29% attack efficiency in their last game. But the difference, obviously, for Trisha Tubu, they've only played 1 game, which is why she has a pretty high attack rate. Meanwhile, Erica Santos, they've had 2 games already. What do you think coming into at least the second game for the Foxys, 3rd game for the Super Spikers, Jamie?
Well, it's important to keep that mindset, to stick to that system of your coach and stick to the game plan.
All right, and that circles us back into our Pilipinas Live poll question of the game, and we send you over to Jules.
Yes, that's right. Trisha Tubo and Erica Santos is a much-awaited matchup here in the PVL, kicking off our 2nd week. And that is why our Pilipinas Live question is, which opposite spiker will power her team today? Is it going to be Erica Santos of the CIGNAL Super Spikers or Trisha Tubo of the Farm Fresh Foxies? And you know, speaking of these 2, I also got to chat with them earlier before the game, and I got so much stories from them, and I'm excited to share it with all of you. So when I spoke with Trisha Tubu about their loss last game, she actually said that they are still proud of the outcome. It was a 5-set loss. They fought till the end, and it was echoed by Coach Koji. Coach Koji knows the core of their opponents in their last game, and he was very much proud of them. He wants them to focus on their process, not the outcome. But despite this, Coach Koji is telling them to not just give their 100%. Kulang daw yon. Dapat 200% for Coach Koji. And we know that the Farm Fresh Foxies had a lot of new veteran players come in, and that's something that they're still working on. It's their chemistry, it's their connection. You know, Eric and Jamie, that doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't come true in 1 game. So we'll see. I think they're on the right path. All they have to do now is stick to it and see where it goes. And now on the other side of the court, let's talk about who's leading the charge for the CIGNAL Super Spikers. And we mentioned her already. Her name is Erica Santos. And when I asked her about her back-to-back wins, she is very happy and excited about the outcome. You know, a lot of these things they worked on in their off-season, in their training camps, and it's paying off today. And for Erica, it's really the trust that is what's gelling them and what's clicking for them right now. And they know that the tools that they are seeking is already within themselves. You know, in PVL, a lot of the teams this conference rehauled and retooled, but that was not the case for Signal. And I think going into this conference, going into this game, that is their main advantage. Other teams might be working on chemistry, but Signal is already working on execution. So for them, it's just a matter of sustaining this momentum. So I'm excited to see how these two teams and these two opposite spikers will match up today, Eric and Jamie.
Well, thanks for the insight, Jules.
Yes.
I mean, on one side, you have a lot of movement. You want a team with movers and shakers, new additions, new players, new talent, fresh faces. But also on the other end, I mean, Super Spikers, they are a solid team already. They've been practicing together, playing together for many conferences. What are the drawbacks you see, Jamie, for both teams?
Well, for Signal, like Jules mentioned, they don't have a new recruits, but their bond is much stronger. But for the Farm Fresh Foxes, they still have a lot to work on. So let's see if they will implement that today.
Well, there have been plenty of player movement in the off-season. We're going to key you in on two of those. Mylene Pa at Aragalang made a move. Let's watch this feature.
Hi, I'm Aragala.
Hi, I'm Mylene Pat, and I am now
with
in
Farm Fresh
Foxes. Kasi nung na-disband yung team namin, actually, balak ko sana mag-settle na. But then, ayun nga, nung na-disband, may tumawag sa akin. Ayun, pinag-isipan ko yun. Siguro 1 month ko rin pinag-isipan. Ayun, sabi ko, okay, sige, maglalaro pa ako.
Siyempre, ang Farm Fresh, very competitive team din yan. And yung composition ng team is mixed veterans, may mga bata. So, looking forward akong maka-work sila and makalaro.
Sobrang nagtitiwala din kasi yung teammate ko. Lalo na nung pagkadating ko, yung maturity daw, no, maitutulong ko sa team. So as ate, ayun naman yung gusto kong maitulong sa mga bata na kung paano maging kalmado and kung paano yung proper mindset pagdating sa laro.
Gusto ko lang makakontribute para mag-improve yung team and yun, makuha namin yung goal namin, syempre sa taas. Hindi magiging madali, pero slowly but surely, pipilitin ko sarili ko, maka-gel ng mabuti yung team para flawless yung galaw namin as one team.
I will treat this opportunity as my last. I'm not saying na mag-retire na ako, but alam mo yun, ititreat ko talaga siya na patunayan na somehow, nandun pa rin yung hindi lang lakas, kundi yung talino sa paglalaro ng isang Mylene Pa.
I'm not getting any younger, so doon na ako sa year ko na mahalaga na ma-maximize ko pa yung kakayahanan ko and mahalaga na may makuha pa akong growth dito. And syempre, yung ma-enjoy ko yung next years ko with Farm Fresh.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SM Mall of Asia Arena for the 2026 All-Filipino Conference of the Premier Volleyball League. This is match number 9 of the tournament, the preliminary round matchup between the Farm Fresh Foxies and their opponents, the CIGNAL Super Spikers. Introducing the 2 referees officiating this match. Our first referee is Joey Diimus, international referee. Second referee, Ryan Vincent Corpus, national referee. Let's now meet the starters. First, for the Farm Fresh Foxies. Center number 1, Alohi Robbins Hardy. Outside spiker number 7, Ces Molina. Opposite hitter number 12, Trisha Tubu. Middle blocker number 18, Riri Meneses. Another middle blocker number 23, Lorin Toring. And outside spiker number 25, Ara Galang. Starting libero number 4, Bia General. The head coach for Farm Fresh is Koji Tsuzurabara. And now the starters for the CIGNAL Super Spikers. Middle blocker number 2, Rose Toria Aquino. Outside spiker number 4, Tin Tiamzoy. Another outside hitter number 5, Benny Gendler. Opposite hitter number 8, Erica Santos. Middle blocker number 11, Jackie Acuna. And setter number 22, Jel Cayuna. Starting libero and team captain number 16, Don Catindig. The head coach for CIGNAL is Shaq De Los Santos. This match is held under the supervision and regulation of the Games and Amusements Board. It is Farm Fresh versus CIGNAL.
It is the same starting lineup for first-year head coach Koji Tsuzurabara. The starting 6 composed of Molina, Royce Tubino, Trisha Tubu, 3 players in double digits in that 5-set loss against the Chameleons. Meanwhile, for Shaq De Los Santos, the starting 6 has given him 2 wins already. Also 3 players in double digits coming off the last game, including the 13 points plus 5 blocks for Jackie Acuna, and then Gandler 16 points, 8 receptions as well. Trisha Tubu, big smile today, Jamie. I mean, she's going to be heavily relied upon today, and if she steps up the way she did, 28 points, it's going to be a long afternoon for the Super Spikers.
Definitely heavily relied on, but that will make it even harder for her because CIGNAL will make sure they do their job in blocking her today.
Excellent coverage to start things off for Makandili after that block, or Makandili Katindig after that block against Tin Tiamzon. Santos is blocked as well. Good defensive start for the Foxies. Alohi Robbins Hardy sets it up. Tubu rolls it over from the middle. Doria Aquino almost, yep, she did finally score as Meneses unable to control that.
It's a long rally here in set number 1. But when you look at the composition of both teams, Eric, both teams are actually veteran teams, except for Trisha Tubu, I would say. But the rest, all veteran teams, they're very experienced. So this should be a good one.
Villa General in the starting lineup, libero, and there is the first point. Meneses getting the side out for the Foxies.
That's a quick tip by Ria Menezes to start things off for Farm Fresh.
Well, this is for the Foxies. You like how they didn't allow the Super Spikers to get a run.
Right.
And that's going to be an overreach
Yep.
for Jel Cayuna. because that initial pass was going over already.
It's an overpass, right?
Reception issues going back to the last game for the Super Spikers. Only that 37% reception efficiency against the Flying Titans. There's a nice block again. What can you say about the defense of the Foxies?
Oh, the Foxies, so far so good, but no coverage after that swing. Take a look at that. The coverage was still high. Vanny awaiting for that one.
Short serve by Ces Molina. Santos going cross court. Popped up by Hardy. Tubu into the net.
Trisha Tubu trying to go for that cross, but no execution in that one. Seesaw battle here so far. Set number 1.
Rose Doria Aquino, 8 points, including 4 blocks. So a really good game as well for Doria Aquino against the Flying Titans. Here comes Galang.
Ooh, that's outside.
Outside. Galang really struggling.
Looking at Alohi after that sequence, Ara Galang trying to go down the line, but she still remains positive after that set to Galang.
Well, let's see if Galang can pick up her offense. That's one of the main reasons she was brought here in this team. There's a block against Tubu. Here comes Galang. Off the block, it goes outside. And last touch by the Super Spikers.
They're checking if that is outside. No, that is off the block.
Yep.
Point will be rewarded to the Farm Fresh Foxies.
So Galang with a couple of points. She has 2 of the 3 of the Foxies. But check that, 2 of the 4 points of the Foxies. Bad pass by Tiamzon. Cross court. They go to Gandler, who knocks it in.
Smart play by Vanny Gandler, not putting too much power in that swing.
Spike of the set brought to you by Duncan. Pasalubong ng Bayan. Gandler, 28% attack efficiency in the last game. She could do a little better with that here today. A really bad pass there.
Good hustle.
Yep, saving it. Chance ball. Super Spikers. Gandler got it. Back-to-back points for Vanny Gandler.
It's a combination play by the Signal Super Spikers. Getting that free ball from Farm Fresh. A good swing by Vanny. Cross court.
So 2 in a row scored by the Super Spikers to retake the lead. 5-4. There's a good pass by Galang. She gets it back. Ara Makandili picks it up, former teammate in college. And again, Vanny Gandler.
So Vanny Gandler already with 3 points so far. Same target in that cross-court position. Take a look at that block. Not in the right spot for blocking.
3 in a row scored by Vanny Gandler, the former Blue Eagle.
It's a good serve by Erica.
Short pass. Galang through the double block, saved by Santos. Makandili Katindig goes to Gandler again. Saved by Hardy. Tubu sends it outside.
The Signal slowly getting a run here against the Farm Fresh Foxies. Very agile in defense. Everyone getting the pickups. Dawn being that leader. And of course, Vanny Gandler in the front row.
This is a 6-1 run by the Super Spikers. Lead is 3, their biggest. Great pass by Molina. And Trisha Tubu sends it outside again. Back-to-back missed hits by Trisha Tubu. That'll take us to our first technical timeout. 8-4 Super Spikers against the Foxies opening set.
Welcome back. You're watching the PVL All-Filipino Conference live here at the Mall of Asia Arena. You know, we all know Cez Molina as one of the more experienced players in the Farm Fresh Foxies. And given all that she's done and proven in the league, she defines this current chapter of the Foxies as one of adjustment and learning connection. As someone who's worked towards podium finishes and championship, Cez knows that what builds a winning team's chemistry is winning together. In her own words, that feeling of winning is the fire. And as they work towards getting their first win today, Cez wants to get past the team's almost moments. Almost closing a set, almost winning the game. Instead, she trusts in the fact that they have a deep bench in the Foxies, and all that matters now is how they let those shine through. Eric and Jamie?
All right, thanks very much, Jules. Yeah, everything was close in that 5-set loss against the Chameleons. I mean, the final set was 12-15.
I know, Eric. I mean, it's still early to see, but Jules did mention during the pregame that everyone is looking at the process so far. They're not looking at the end results, but this is the time where coaches are, you know, mixing up the lineup, seeing what works with who, balancing everything. So let's see with this game.
So far, Coach Zurabara has not mixed it up yet. Same starting lineup as in their first game, that 5-set loss against the Chameleons. Turing almost didn't get it across the net. Vanny Gandler is feeling it. She has scored the last 4 points of the Super Spikers. Ara Galang finally with a cross-court kill.
Took a while for the Farm Fresh Foxies to gain that momentum. Ara Galang going cross-court. His timing with Turing, but this time targeting Dawn.
So finally a side out here for Trisha Tubu and the Foxies. They got to get themselves on a run, down by 4. Gambler again. This one comes up short.
Vanny trying to go for that cut shot. No proper execution in that one, but good reception by Signal.
"24-year-old Trisha Tubu out of Tarlac. Almost an overpass there.
Yes, the point will be rewarded to Signal, overreaching by the Farm Fresh Foxies.
Yeah, that could have really gone either way. I mean, that was hanging right on top of the net. I don't know about that.
But the ball was still on the side of Signal. Turing's hands were on the other side of the net.
So only 1 point for the Foxies, and they go no further, down by 4 again.
Good serve by Vanny.
Vanny Gandler doing everything today. I mean, she has 5 points, and the only next scorer has 1.
It all started when she was still in the front row, targeting that cross court, and what a serve coming from her this time. And because of that, Honey Royce Tabino now on the court for the Farm Fresh Foxies.
Tabino off the bench in their first game against the Chameleons, scored 13 points. And Tabino knocks it outside.
Tabino asking if that's inside or outside. We have a substitution here. Mylene Baat.
1 out, 24 by 8.
And Louis.
12 out, 17, team captain Romero.
Double sub, much needed for the Farm Fresh Foxies. Down by 6.
12-36.
Some reshuffling by Coach Koji Zurabara. Tabino is blocked.
Good set by Louis.
Baat down the line. First point for Mylene Baat.
Instant impact by the veteran in Mylene Baat. That's a good set by Louis. Down the line swing. Dawn almost getting that first touch.
Baat coming off a 4 attack point, 2 block performance in their first game, and her first stint as a Foxy as well. Short pass coming from Gandler. Chamzon gets it through.
Love that swing by Chamson. Just breaking that block of the Farm Fresh Foxies. Perfect timing. Open window in between that block.
Tin Tiamzon, after scoring 18 points in their first game, only limited to 5 against the Flying Titans. Here's a timeout for Coach Zurabara.
How much point, 1 point. Okay. This serve catch, middle. This serve catch, go to toss, middle. Sit and move it too far.
Coach Koji Tsuruwara coming off a short stint in Mongolia with the SG Hawks, and also the first coach to win a championship for the Petrogas Angels. So what do you think, Jamie, the adjustments that need to be made here in the opening set?
Well, looking at the lineup of the Farm Fresh Foxies, individually the skills are there. These are players that have seen it all. They've won matches, they've lost matches. But when you put them together, this is where the chemistry needs to be worked on. That's what Jules mentioned during the pregame. Unlike CIGNAL, the only team that has no new recruits. They went to Japan. This solidified their bond, and you could see it in their game. They're more fluid, they're talking more, they're able to recover after a mistake, and let's see if it's all the way this time.
Santos off speed. Wow. Erica Santos
So good.
going long, going short.
I love when she does that. Very swift in her movements, explosive approach. Last split second, going for that off-speed attack, delaying the defense of the Farm Fresh Foxies. Their feet, they were glued to the floor.
3-0 run for the Super Spikers. Molina cross court. Paat. And
So close.
the dig going over and out for Santos as Mylene Paat scores her second point today.
Mylene Paat, much needed to add coming from the right pin. They need her power. They need her leadership even more for the Farm Fresh Foxies, down by 7.
Lorraine Turing, 1 point through 5 sets against the Chameleons. Very short pass by Gandler. Chamzon bounces it off the block. Tubino picks it up. Paat going cross this time. From the pipe, Gandler pushes it. Paat with a bad dig. Molina decides for an underhand easy over. Santos back row, and Santos scores again. Second point for Erica.
Erica Santos causing a lot of commotion here for the CIGNAL Super Spikers.
Second technical timeout, 16-8 in favor of the Super Spikers. Welcome back to the Mall of Asia Arena, Pasay City. First game of our doubleheader. Former Lady Bulldog Jackie Acuna with her best game on the All-Filipino Conference so far. One of 3 players in double digits in their last game.
Take a look at those numbers. 13 points along with 5 blocks. Jackie Acuna has been able to bump up the offense for the CIGNAL Super Spikers. She's quick. She knows how to adjust if the sets are too high or too low. And she's a perfect fit for the CIGNAL Super Spikers.
And it's not just the number of points and blocks that she put together. I mean, it's how she did it.
Yes.
43% attack efficiency.
So
she was the best attacker for the Super Spikers in that last game. In the meantime, Molina with her first point and a side out for the Foxies.
You know, the Spikers of Farm Fresh have been silent, I would say, here in set number 1. That is Cesc Molina's first point of the match here.
Long way to go for the Foxies.
That's a good set.
Doria Aquino with a nice push. Molina looking for number 2. Katindig pops it up. Chamzon. Paat with a dig. Nice push by Riri Meneses.
That's a good strategy by Louis Romero. Activating Ria Menezes on that A-quick. The block was there, but that power tip of Rhea was able to break that block.
Meneses with 2. She's coming off a 17-point performance.
Better reception.
Or check that 7-point performance in the last game.
What a spot yet again by Erica Santos.
She's got 3 points already.
And you could see she's guiding that ball in zone 1. She knows when to activate her strength. She knows when to lighten the swing. Such a smart player.
Biggest lead was 8 points. And it's back to 8 off that attack error by Paat.
Contact a bit too low for Mylene Paat. No connection there with Romero. And you can just see the Signal Super Spikers locked in here in set number 1.
Of the 18 points of the Super Spikers, 7 are from errors of the Foxies. Molina blocked. She picked it up, gets it back, and sends it outside.
Is there a touch on that one? No touch on that? Will they call a challenge?
Yep.
Oh, they will
Assistant
call a
coach Kung Fu Reyes signaling for the challenge.
It's our first challenge of the match here. This is a block touch on the attack of Cesc Molina. Signal needing to regroup with Coach Koji. And as for the Signal Super Spikers, good performance so far.
Fresh Foxies, one of many teams, have a new set of players, and I believe the only team with a new head coach, Coach Koji. So a lot of new teammates, a new system.
It's a lot of things, right? Yeah. A lot of things to adjust. Because like Jules mentioned earlier, it doesn't happen overnight.
Definitely, especially not at this level.
Right.
Where you really have to hit the ground running because of so many good teams.
Yeah, the game has just elevated even more here in the PVL. No block touch.
Block touch, there you go. I mean, there's really no wiggle room if you're playing here in the PVL. And look at the smile on Coach Koji Tsuruwara.
Smile or smirk?
He was hoping for a touch for that challenge to go in their favor, but
they need this.
Nothing working for them so far. Down by their biggest deficit now at 9 points. Meneses looking for the drop, picked up by Katindig. Gandler. Oh, Vanny now with 6.
Vanny Gandler, ever so efficient here in set number 1. 6 points so far. I mean, bump set and just smart plays by Signal.
First double-digit lead. 10-point lead for the Super Spikers. Timeout Foxies.
And now 204 angle mark. Back to defense. You can defense hard ball.
Yeah. Mindset. Tara, malayo pa yan, ha? Mi. Isang side out lang.
Ay go, one catch, you go. Catch. It's okay, big catch. Six, yeah, boy, 6. Ay go.
Hey, 1, 2, 3.
In their first set against the Chameleons, it was close. They lost 23-25. It might not appear to be the case here. They're down by 10, and the Super Spikers only need 5 to close this one out.
You know, with the games elevating even more after each game day, you can't really choose when you want to give your 100%. You have to give it every single time because other teams are figuring out the patterns of their opponent. They're studying even more now. But Signal, of course, Eric, it's a bit too early to gauge things, to say things too early, but they are looking sharp.
General pops it up. Underhand set from Romero. Molina is blocked. Romero goes back to Molina, but That was low. Katindig to Santos. Cross court.
Oh, goodness.
I mean, the defense of the Foxies, plenty of holes here in the opening set.
When you look at Signal, they have not activated, I think earlier they activated one combination play, but Erica Santos just being smart in her playmaking, going where no player is, and you can see the delayed reactions by Farm Fresh.
Des Clemente de Guzman checking in for the first time for the Foxies. Scored 3 points in their first game. There is a nice hit. My Pat, one of the better looking hits so far here in the opening set.
Much needed point for the Farm Fresh Foxies. They need to wake up now here in set number 1.
Down by as many as 11.
Serving Cesc Molina.
Cayuna to Gandler. She has been unstoppable and continues to hurt the Foxies. She's got 7 already.
Quick side out for the Signal Super Spikers, and it's that girl, Vanny Gandler, rather, doing it all.
I mean, she almost single-handedly outscoring the Foxies.
Well, with the Farm Fresh Foxies, no rhythm here in set number 1, and no momentum, and no player standing out, I would say.
That is in. Molina knocks it in from standing spike. But they've got to score some great points here. That's a nice side out, but Coach Koji Surabara obviously will want them to get on a run.
It's a good spot, zone 6.
Short pass. This is a broken play. Chance ball for the Foxies. Tubino off the block. There's a 2-point run.
Honey Royce adjusting to the low set of Louis. Veteran moves off the block.
9-point game. Still a steep climb for the Foxies. Romero to Tubino. Blocked.
Ooh.
Great time.
Yes, Erica Santos up against Honey Royce Tubino. Not getting past those hands. And no coverage.
Yep. Back to a 10-point lead. Super Spikers. Santos will be credited for the block. She's got 5 already. Tubino powers that one through, her second point today.
2 points so far, all from off the block swings by Honey Royce Tubino. Take a look at that score, Eric. Signal just needing 2 points to clinch set number 1.
Gandler. La Rosa popping it up. Paat. Got it.
Couldn't get past that block. Mylene Paat down the line. Softening that swing right in front of Dawn.
2 clean hits for Mylene Paat. 4 attack points off the bench. La Rosa sets it up. Paat has the hot hand. Santos with a dig. Ooh.
That's a good set.
A really good set, but La Rosa with an excellent dig. Here comes Tubino, blocked again. Romero back to Royce. Royce bouncing it off the tape of the net. The crowd exclaiming with each and every shot. Here's a nice save. My Palma was in the game for the first time. The dig goes over. Acuna with a bad pass. This one an overpass, and that one swiped perhaps by Paat. Either way, it's a point for the Foxies.
The bump set of Erica Santos a bit too tight for Vanny Gandler to attack.
There's a challenge by Coach Shaq.
Reaching beyond the challenge. Second challenge so far of the match. It's a good rally so far. Good defense by La Rosa of Farm Fresh. Let's take a look at this one more time here.
Did she touch the ball is the question. Yes, she did.
So the point will be rewarded to Signal.
Yep.
Signal gets the point.
So instead of a 3-point run for the Foxies, that's just a 2-point run. That last challenge gives Coach Shaq and the Super Spikers the side out, which means it's 9 set points for the Super Spikers as Jewel Encarnacion checks in for the first time today. Encarnacion, great contribution off the bench, 4 attack points, including 5 digs.
Signal is now at 10 points.
In that 4-set win against the Flying Titans. Gandler has an ace already. Short pass from Tubino. Off-system play, that is into the net. No, apparently it's a block by Acuna.
Ooh, good dig by Don.
Encarnacion. Dug by Molina. Pat gets the side out and will erase 1 set point.
Farm Fresh slowly picking up on things here in set number 1. Mylene Paa targeting Vanny Gandler in that swing. Honey Royce trying to go to Dawn. She was there, but take a look at that. Good swing.
Paat with 5 already off the bench.
Good receive, yes.
Encarnacion is rejected.
Block point, Farm Fresh.
So 2 set points saved by the Foxies. And Coach Shaq will want to talk it over.
Medyo... Boy, naka-establish na rito. Balik ka. Naka-establish. Sino nasa harap? Ikaw? Ikaw? Naka-establish sila dito. Automatic sila, nandiyan agad. Okay? Laki. Cover lang tayo, cover.
Up by as many as 11. They are still sitting on 7 set points here, Jamie.
Well, let's see if Farm Fresh can climb this mountain here. And Signal just needs 1 point.
Except for Ces Molina in this lineup for Coach Zurabara, everybody is off the bench.
Good receive by Vanny.
Running attack for Acuna, and Acuna puts it away.
Good decision by Jelka Yuna to activate Jackie in that last swing.
Acuna scoring her 2nd point of the game. And the Super Spikers, led by Vanny Gandler, 7 points, secure set number 1 rather easily. 25-17 against the Foxies. (25-17) Super Spikers, as expected, they are the heavy favorites in this matchup, winning the 1st set against Fox.
Well, I have to give credit to Vanny Gandler. She was consistent in set number 1 when it came to the serving, when it came to the attacking, being that leader on the court. And as for the Farm Fresh Foxies, I have to say this one more time, Eric. Individually, everyone is super solid. You have Alohi, you have Paat, you have Turing. But when you come together on the court, playing together, it's a completely different environment. And this is the dynamic that they're trying to fix here. You have the attacks with 13 for both. But take a look at the errors of the Farm Fresh Foxies. 9 errors in set number 1 that mostly happened when spikers targeting in the net, going outside, and this is something that they do need to minimize. But let's see, Eric, if the Signal Super Spikers can stay consistent all throughout.
You see the leading scorers on your screen. Smiling Pat, though, that's off the bench. Along with the 2 points of Tubino. So, huge lift, 7 points from bench players for Coach Koji to Surabara. But it's the starters. They really need to step up. Aragalang only 3 points.
Right.
Trisha Tubu, 28 points in their first game. She hasn't scored yet today.
No, this is what I've seen with Trisha. She has one of the most impactful matches. But when it comes to the next one, this is where the consistency, the growth needs to be worked on. This conference is long. The All-Filipino conference is, I have to say, this All-Filipino conference is what is my favorite, because this is where you could really see who's the best.
That's true. All right, the starting lineup for Coach Surabara, tiny tweak, as Royce Tubino is part of the starting lineup along with Remy Palma. But a few of the original starters from the first set, Meneses, Tubu, Molina on the court. Meantime, for Coach Shaq, there is virtually no change in his starting 6. And why fix it when it ain't broken? 25-17 first set. You want that rhythm, that tempo continue.
Yes.
Set number 2 is underway. Short pass from General. Beautiful set by Romero.
And Louis starting here in set number 2.
As well, that's right. No Alohi Robbins Hardy.
One more
Gonna be
time.
a battle at the net. Nice block by Meneses. A push from the back row for Vanny Gandler. And Doria Aquino with a huge grin on her face after that block.
Very active at the net. Doria Aquino, 3 attempts so far, but getting that block up against Ria Menezes. Good serve.
Beautiful serve. But a nice receive coming from Ces Molina, who is defending very well in the back row. Trisha Tubu looking for point number 1. There it is.
Off the block by Trisha Tubu. You see the excitement coming from the Farm Fresh Foxies after that sequence. Let's take a look at that one more time. I miss seeing this tandem of Louis and Trisha. And you see Louis Romero actually starting here in set number 2.
Yep. Louis Romero, the team captain, hasn't seen a lot of action through several conferences because of Alohi Robbins Hardy. Good save by Molina. Chance ball here for the Super Spikers. Cayuna. Oh, beautiful play there, but Tiamzon couldn't finish. She had to do it the second time.
I mean, 2 players colliding there, but it worked for the Signal Super Spikers.
Well, Coach Koji continuing to preach from the sideline. That point going to be awarded to Rose Doria Aquino. She has 3 already. Tiamzon only 1 point in the first set. Good serve as well for Tin Tiamzon. Tubino.
That's outside.
Ooh, looked like it was right on the line, but they call it out.
Well, Dawn was in the right position. She has good court awareness. That combination play goes outside for Farm Fresh.
Very early error for the Foxies. Find themselves down by 2 here in the second set. Romero to Tubu. Kept alive by Gandler. Santos comes up short. Let's go courtside to Jules Israel.
Jamie, a team's connection is what makes or breaks the game. That's what Vanny Gandler said when I asked her what has been working well for the Signal Super Spikers. And it is that very same connection that has led them to equally contribute in taking that last set. Of course, as they aim to continue their winning streak this conference, Vanny looks back on the process that led them to these good results. The core of the Signal Super Spikers have been playing for almost a year now, and Vanny admits it is only now that they're figuring out their in-game dynamic. Vanny's perspective is all about how the puzzle pieces fit. In her own words, you can't have the best players, but if you don't utilize them, it won't translate to a gold. And Vanny will keep fighting till she and the rest of the Super Spikers get there. What do you think of her performance so far, Eric and Jamie?
Oh, excellent
Amazing.
today. I mean,
Yes.
8 points.
We love this.
That hitting the antenna for Royce Tubino. I mean, she is on track to score 20 plus.
And you know, she just provides a lot of stability for Signal. You have a lot of spikers in this lineup that you can rely on. The middle blockers, Erica Santos on the right side, Jamson and Vanny Gandler and Jelka Yuna. But oh my, we need to see more of those coming from Honey Royce Tubino.
Much better set here by Romero. Spike of the set brought to you by Duncan. Pasalubong ng Bayan. Tubino, after hitting the antenna earlier, knocks this one in. 3 points for Tubino.
Royce Tubino, serving for Farm Fresh.
Could serve. I mean, it was sharp, but then it was wide as well.
You know, mind you, they tallied 9 errors
Yeah.
in set number 1. If that's minimized, they can extend this match.
They already committed 3 here in the second set. And that is the deficit they're staring at. Fortunately for the Foxies, Santos with a second error of the Super Spikers in set number 2. Palma played in 4 of the 5 sets in their last game, didn't score. Romero to the pipe. Tubino. That is kept alive by Chamzon. Gandler again. Oof, Vanny
That is
Gandler
swing.
with 9 already.
Vanny Gandler on point. And this is her specialty, that down the line swing. And Louis just needed one lateral movement to the right to get a touch on that swing of Vanny.
Molina bounces it off the block. Overpass. And that one swiped by Ces Molina, I believe, for the Foxies point. Excellent catch, by the way, by Jamie La Vittoria.
One excellent dig.
Good pass.
That's a good set.
Running attack. Nice block by Molina. Chamzon blocked again.
Good cover by Don.
Pipe attack by Gandler. Good save by La Rosa. Chance ball for Signal. Chamzon off the block. The save no good for Acuna. This is a 2-point run for the Foxies.
So Jackie tried to get that second contact, but she wasn't low enough to activate Chamson in that sequence.
6 serving 7.
So wasted opportunity by Signal.
From down 3, chance to tie for the Foxies. Cayuna, back row. No, it's just a push for Santos.
Too low for Santos.
Tubu to tie. Got it.
Trisha Tubu off the blockers.
You could see Signal huddling up after that sequence yet again, and Trisha Tubu targeting that hand of Jackie Acuna.
2 points for Trisha Tubu, all coming here in the second set. Ishi Lalong Isip checking in for the first time today. Scored only 1 point off the bench in the game against the Flying Titans. La Rosa to Molina. Beautiful set. Dig going over, and Tubu scores again. She's got 3. And don't look now. This is a 4-point run for the Foxies to take the lead for the first time, up by 1, 8-7.
There's a reaching beyond challenge by Signal on that last tap.
Hang on. Instead of going straight to a technical timeout,
You have a challenge.
instead of reaching beyond the net. Could be because that pass, that dig was going
Too
over.
tight, right? Reaching
Yes.
beyond the
Reaching
net
beyond the
challenge.
Well, Coach Shaq's 1 for 1 so far with the challenges. Fortunately, this it's not a reaching beyond the net.
So the
So-
point will be rewarded to the Farm Fresh Foxies as they Slowly gaining momentum here.
Yep. 4 in a row they've scored, and they sent us to our first technical timeout, up by 1, 8-7. Super Spikers led by as many as 3 here in the second set. But Royce Tubino and the Foxies coming up big, leading by 1 midway through this second set. Royce Tubino off the bench, great performance in their first game despite that loss.
13 points, and I love that. Fresh honey coming from Honey Royce Tubino, providing a lot of stability so far for the Farm Fresh Foxies. We all know, Eric, how she plays when it comes to crunch time. She's one of the experienced players here in the PVL. Good receive.
And Acuna will get the side out, stop the 4-point run of the Foxies, and tie the game at 8.
Good setting strategy by Jel Cayuna, activating Acuna in that sequence.
Tubino, short pass, underhand set for Romero. Molina looking for the line
outside?
and missing it. But there is
The touch, yep, block touch.
block touch.
Point will be rewarded to Cesc Molina.
So Molina. Oh, they call a net touch. That was a net touch against the Super Spikers. So only 4 points from Molina. 2 in the first set, 2 here in the second set. Wayward pass by Gandler. She gets it back. What a reverse. Tubu swiping it, kept alive. Again, Gandler from the pipe. Vanny Gandler now in double digits with 10.
That's a good spot by Vanny Gandler. Zone 1, back row swing, good elevation, a good bump set by Jel Cayuna.
9-all. 4 deadlocks already here in set number 2. And that says a lot about the Foxies because there were only 3 deadlocks in the first set.
Ooh,
What a dig.
good dig by Don.
Tubu blocked coverage by General. Chance ball here for the Super Spikers. Santos rolls it over. That one picked up by Romero, so General sets it up. They go to the back row to Molina. Tubino. And Royce Tubino gives the Foxies a 1-point lead.
You know, Don was actually in the position of Vanny Gandler, trying to dig that one. But smart play by Honey Royce Tubino.
And great setting as well by Romero.
Yes, been on point. She came off the bench earlier in set number 1.
I mean, right now, the defense of the Super Spikers having to run left and right a lot.
Oh my.
That one is outside
Fair
for
touch
Santos.
on that one.
And no block touch. According to Joy Deemus, first referee,
Looked like there was a touch on that.
Coach Shaq won't even challenge. So, this is back to the biggest lead for the Foxies. The last time they led by 2 was in the first set. Good pass. Santos, block.
Good coverage by Ishii, but no one there to pick it up.
And don't look now, this is the biggest lead for the Foxies. They're up by 3. Coach Shaq wants to talk it over.
Single block na, single block ka. Okay. Eh, makinig muna. Reset muna tayo, reset muna. medyo nakapokus tayo dun sa ginagawa lang ng kalaban eh. Kailangan ma-stop natin yan. Tayo yung mag-create ang puntos natin. Kailangan pag nasa atin yung bola, kailangan tayo yung papalo. Tayo pupunta sa...
Wise words from Coach Shaq telling his team to regroup, to reset, not focus too much on what Farm Fresh is doing, but focus more on what his team is doing. Farm Fresh gelling a bit more, Eric, I would say, here in set number 2.
Especially Trisha Tubu. I mean, you got to credit her stepping up here in set number 2 after not scoring in the first set. If the Foxes are to rise, I mean, Tubu's really got to score. Meantime, Gandler with 11 already.
Vanny Gandler paving the way for Signal. Good reception, even better swing, targeting Louis.
Good side out after the timeout. Lalong isip. Another short pass by Molina this time. Tubu, nice swing. The save by General. Tubino will swing at it. Doria Aquino makes it 2 in a row for the Super Spikers.
No, this is where Jelka Yunan needs to activate the middle blockers even more. They're guarding Santos, they're guarding Vandler. And a timeout will be called by Farm Fresh.
Go, go, open up.
Now, everyone, this touch the ball, maybe up. Next one, middle. Okay, serve can, this one, want to toss, middle.
Okay.
Nasigaw naman ako pag
Oh, watch out.
1, 2, 3! Perfect!
Well, Coach Tsurabara knows how dangerous their position is. Only leading by 1, their 3-point lead now nearly erased off this 2-point run by Vanny Gandler. And the Super Spikers, how do you stop Gandler? That is going to be key for the Foxies if they are to get this set number 2, Jamie.
Well, perfect timing for Signal, Eric. Vanny Gandler is still in the front row.
Speaking of Vanny Gandler.
Challenge will be called. I believe a floor touch challenge.
Mid-play challenge by Farm Fresh.
All right, we're going to take a look at this. This one a challenge by Coach Tsurabara, and it was immediate.
Right. Because in order for that challenge to work, he can't wait until after the sequence. He has to call it right away.
Much better second set for the Farm Fresh Foxies.
Yes.
I mean,
looking more alive, I would say.
yeah. By this time in the first set, they were already down by at least 4 or 5 points.
They were able to pick up on things here in set number 2. Louis Romero doing her job, activating all spikers. A lot of veterans on the court for Farm Fresh and for the Signal Super Spikers.
Not a lot of minutes for Romero since last season.
Yes.
Because of Alohi Robbins-Hardy.
That is definitely a floor touch.
All right, so a successful challenge for Coach Koji Tsurabara. They not only protect that 1-point lead, they add to it. They're up by 2 again.
13-11. Trisha Tubu.
Good acting by Erica Santos.
Tubu, 3 points, all from attacks. Good pass by Lalong Isip. Gandler.
That's inside.
She has been unstoppable today.
Down the line, that swing, that approach. I just remember being her teammate back in Ateneo. Complete improvement by Vanny Gandler.
12 points already for Vanny Gandler. And we're just halfway through set number 2. Short serve coming from Doria Aquino. Tubino, yes, pounds that one through the double block.
Right word, Eric, pounding that swing. But no player able to get that coverage.
Tubino with 6. 4 coming here in set number 2. That's how much she stepped it up. Cayuna.
That's a good set.
Oh, Gandler. This one is a miss. A rare miss for Gandler.
That's a good set by Gel. It's a rare error in this match by Vanny. She has been consistent.
Gandler again. Misses again, so back-to-back miss hits for Gandler. Leadus back to 4 for the Foxies, and a timeout, technical timeout, 16-12. Good-sized crowd inside the Mall of Asia Arena, Pasay City. Right now, enjoying the action between the Foxies and the Super Spikers. Foxies looking for win number 1 against the only, or one of 2, undefeated teams in the All-Filipino Conference. And of course, eager to check out the sister team matchup coming up later.
Be a good one, yes.
Flying Titans against the Cool Smashers. Molina rolls it over. Cayuna.
That's a good set.
Santos, La Rosa, save no good.
Michael was there for that coverage. You know, she's surrounded by a lot of veterans, boosting her spirits. Honey Royce giving her a hug after that one. Good effort by Micah.
6 points for Santos. That is her first here in the second set.
Ordiales and C.
Meantime, for the Foxies, Alohi Robbins-Hardy checking back in along with Mylene Pat. A really tall lineup here for the Foxies. Super Spikers down by 3, 13-16, set number 2. They are up 1 set to nothing. Good pass. Coverage by Lalong Isip in the back row. Ordiales standing spike. This is virtually a free ball. Molina with the left hand. Beautiful adjustment in midair.
It's the spot.
Veteran moves by Ces Molina, adjusting to the set. The set was a bit too out, I would say, Eric.
No such thing as an out for Molina. Hey, in the meantime, Erin Pangilinan checking in for the first time since their first game. So she didn't play against the Flying Titans. She will see action today. Oh, excellent pass for Katindig. And a dig.
Good dig by Ishi.
Pangilinan sets it up. Palma with a pass, the push. Pancake save is no good for Katindig.
Presence of mind from Erin Pangilinan is needed after that sequence.
Timeout signal.
Timeout signal.
Ang result, di ba?
Okay guys, kaya angat natin eh. Kailangan lang yung angat natin mataas. Hindi yung kailangan mahala. Okay po, okay po. Para makarecover tayo, maangat natin. Naglawan ulit tayo sa game plan. Nagawa natin ng first set. Seam. Tapos kung sino yung kailangan natin i-plan. Okay? Cover up! Signal! Super!
Giselle sees such an ate in that huddle. I mean,
Yes, I felt it. Even
talking to Ordiales, and Ordiales saying, okay po. Okay po. There's a 9-year difference between Giselle C and Jessa Ordiales, in case you're wondering. Last time out, by the way, for Coach Shaq. They are down by 5. This is the biggest lead for the Foxies. in the match. Yeah, another broken play for the Super Spikers. But there's no such thing as a broken play for Manny Gandler. I mean, how good has she been today? 13 points already.
Bringing that stability for the Signal Super Spikers, but Eric, I have to say, Farm Fresh is now awake here in set number 2.
This is what the fans have come to see. How the Foxies can carve out a win against one of the top teams in the All-Filipino Conference. Good save by Pangilinan. Lalong Isip fires one in. Ishi, Lalong Isip off the bench with their first point.
No, Ishi had a lot of playing time, Eric, in that former conference.
Spike of the set brought to you by Duncan, pasalubong ng bayan.
Timeout, Farm Fresh.
Timeout, Farm Fresh.
Throw. Hitting, block. Too early, so you gotta talk. Go inside, you have a next set. Keep that in space. Don't stop.
Koji Tsurabara visibly upset. One of the main things, 2-point run here by the Super Spikers, nearly cutting their lead in half. Royce Tobino and the Foxies led by as many as 5. They're only up by 3 now. Both teams, no more timeouts remaining.
Serving Manny Gandler.
Gandler with 1 ace. Broken play for Maylene Paat. Giselle C sets it up. Lalong Isip turned away by Paat. Oh, wait a minute.
Was that outside? Yeah, off the block. Crucial points for Ishi trying to tie up the match here in set number 2.
That's gotta hurt for the Foxies. Now their 5-point lead is down to 2. 3 in a row scored by the Super Spikers. Robbins Hardy to Molina. Finally, there's a side out for the Black Shirts.
What a swing by Ces Molina. Targeting in between that block of Ordiales and Pangilinan.
7 for Ces Molina.
Not wasting any time after that sequence. But with 6 points so far. Good reception so far by Vanny.
Lalong Isip. Dig going over for La Rosa. To the pipe. Gandler. Dug by Paat. Molina. Gandler with the dig. Lalong Isip again. Tubino playing great defense in the back row. Molina. Long rally. Ordiales off the block. Will score.
Good point by Ordiales off the block. That's her first point of the match.
And for Jessa Ordiales, that's actually her first point of the conference. She hasn't scored yet.
It's good to see
2 games.
Coach activating the players off the bench.
The only player who has not seen action yet will be Ivy Perez, who today is her first activation. She was not available for Coach Shaq the last 2 games because of a sprained ankle. Alohi Robbins Hardy sets it up. Molina goes wide.
Molina trying to avoid that block of Ordiales, but that does sail outside. And now Signal playing catch-up, only down by 1.
And the Alohi Robbins Hardy experiment is over for Coach Tsurabara as Lou Romero back in the lineup along with Trisha Tubu. That 5-point lead of the Foxies down to 1. Erin Pangilinan, former Lady Bulldog. Oh, almost got an ace. No, she did get an ace.
19 all here in set number 2. Signal staying composed from start to finish. And for the Farm Fresh Foxies, they were unable to keep that big lead.
5th deadlock, set number 2. Much better pass from Tubino, reverse. Trisha Tubu, that one popped up by Vanny Gandler. Ordiales turned away. That save, no good. Side out, Foxies back up by 1.
Farm Fresh able to get into that 20 mark before the Signal Super Spikers, but this is go time, Eric, by both teams.
This is anybody's set. That's for sure. That's the only thing we are certain of here in this game. Julina De La Cruz has not seen action today so far. In fact, she hasn't seen action at all.
Right.
In the All-Filipino Conference. Ordiales, good footsie coming from Tubino. Giselle C to Doria Aquino, battle at the net. Doria Aquino rolling it over. Tubino with a dig. Trisha Tubu pounds that one in, and it's 2 straight points scored by the Foxies.
What a sequence, Eric. And Trisha ending with a bullet. Sharp cross court. Good court awareness by the Farm Fresh Foxies.
Meantime, Erica Santos and Jel Cayuna back in the game for the Super Spikers, who are down by 2. Lalong isip. Molina with the dig. Meneses, that one popped up by Santos.
That's a good set.
Lalong isip. Fires away, and there's a block touch.
I think they will call for a block touch.
Now, a block touch was called. Meneses saying she didn't touch it. Oh, a net touch. According to Johnny Imus, the net touch is the violation.
That sequence was just too fast for us to see what was happening.
So, there is no challenge. We'll let that go. So, side out for the Super Spikers. There is the net touch.
Oh, net by Ria Menezes. Heat of the moment.
Yeah, unavoidable. Romero, back to Tubu, trying to make up for the error, and it goes through the fingertips of Lalong Isip. Side out, Foxies back up by 2.
You know, Trisha causing a lot of problems here for the Signal Super Spikers. But Louis Romero back on the court. They tried to activate and shuffle with Alohi. Didn't work that time, but Louis and Trisha, we've seen this tandem ever since the UAAP days, Eric.
Tough chase for Cayuna. Santos rejected by Tubino. Lalong isip. That one bounced off the net, and there's a touch as well. So Lalong isip with a side out.
And Ishi coming off the bench, making an impact for her team. 4 points so far. Not nearing Vanny's, of course, her production, but the timing of her attacks are on point.
Another reverse to Tubu. What a dig for Lalong isip. Gandler is in front and scores again. 14 points for Vanny Gandler. 2 in a row for the Super Spikers as they tie the game at 22.
Team effort we're seeing by the Signal Super Spikers. Ishi, Jel Cayuna, and Vanny Gandler.
Deadlock number 6. Good pass. Tubu.
Oh!
Nowhere to go. Rose Doria Aquino with the emphatic block to give the Super Spikers a 1-point lead.
Door closed by the Signal Super Spikers. Perfect press by Doria Aquino.
A side out is imperative for the Foxies.
Yes. Signal now in the lead.
Gotta get a stop.
Still
One-handed dig for Cayuna to the pipe. Lalong isip. Easy pickup. And off the block, Tubino scores. We're tied at 23.
Game face on for the Farm Fresh Foxies at 23 all now here in set number 2.
Great target
Erica
there.
will take it.
The outer
Too
arm
good.
of Tubino. Big serve coming up. It's a big set as well for Trisha
Crucial
Tubu.
serve.
6
Good.
points all in set number 2 for Trisha. Another side out for Vanny Gandler. She's got 15 points. 8 coming here in the second set.
Composed, steady. Vanny Gandler.
So it's set point Super Spikers as Jewel Encarnacion checks in for Rose Doria Aquino. Gotta get a good pass if you're the Foxies again. They can go to Tubino. They go to her a lot. Palma is in front.
Good serve.
Here's a nice pass. Tubino, as expected.
Ooh.
Oh, punches that one through. Another, well, first set point saved by Tubino, but she scored the last 2 points of the Foxies.
You know, it's nice seeing Louis Romero back in action. We talked about this earlier. Didn't get a lot of playing time in that reinforced conference, but she is pumped up.
And don't look now. We just talked about her. Jolina De La Cruz seeing action for the first time this conference.
Serving for the Foxies, Jolina De La Cruz.
Former DLSU lady spiker.
Good serve by Jolina.
Gadler.
That's too tight, but Vanny made a way.
16 for Vanny Gandler. And this is set point number 2 for the Super Spikers.
The set of gel was almost like a shoot set to Gandler, but she was able to adjust.
Signal is once again at set point. Serving for the set.
Santos, no aces yet. She's got 6 points, but has only scored 1 here in the second set.
That's a good serve.
Molina this time. Katindig. Here's Gandler for the win. Not just yet, but they get a free ball, the Super Spikers. 1-2. Oh, General. Everything but a second touch for the Foxies as Jelka Yuna delivers the win on the option.
Signal takes a second set.
Well, what a comeback from the Signal Super Spikers. Jelka Yuna activating that 1-2 play. Bia General was there, but no one to get that second ball, and it drops right in front of Louis.
It was a close second set, but the win still going to Jelka Yuna and the Super Spikers, who are now up 2-0 against the Foxies. It was a totally different complexion in set number 2, but the outcome remains the same. A win by the Super Spikers, now leading 2-0 against the Foxies.
No, Eric, let's talk about the team dynamic of the Farm Fresh Foxies. A lot of new recruits, meaning the chemistry is still building. And you can see it in those last few sequences when no one was able to get that second contact. But for the Signal Super Spikers, the bond is so strong, and we are seeing it here in this match. And I have to give credit to Vanny Gandler for stepping up big time when needed. But let's talk about the set 2 stats here. The disparity in attacks. Signal having just 2 more, but a steady performance in terms of errors this time for the Farm Fresh Foxies. They did tally 9 in set number 1. They have minimized it to now with 5. But when looking at the stats here, Eric, the numbers are almost the same. One team has 1 more block than the other, but it's the timing of the errors, the timing of the momentum that did matter in the latter part. And Farm Fresh was the team that actually reached the 20 mark first. But those past few sequences, the last few sequences, I have to say, Signal stayed composed. They are more of a team, I would say, when you look at the lineup of both teams. I've been saying this, Jules mentioned this in the lineup while, in the pregame rather, while the Farm Fresh Foxies are still trying to get their chemistry, while they're still trying to see who works with who, the Signal Super Spikers have already figured that out in the past few conferences, but it's just now the end game that they've been needing in the past few conferences. And let's see, this could be the conference for them.
Vanny Gandler, 16 points. But more importantly, 9 in the second set. Meantime, Royce Tubino scoring 8, 6 in the second set. Trisha Tubu, all 6 points in the second set. A lot of players stepping up for the Foxies, but it was just not enough against these Super Spikers.
You know, Vanny Gandler had 18 points. The highest here for the Farm Fresh Foxies is just 8 for Honey Royce Tubino. But it could also be that the setting distribution is even, I would say, for Farm Fresh, but it's not. A lot of the players are lacking in points. There needs to be a leader that shines for the Farm Fresh Foxies. The composition of this lineup is full of veterans here, but in those last few sequences, there was a lot of miscues that needed to be addressed.
Foxies, their final chance to extend this match. Got to win this third set. Santos. Tubino sends it over, and luckily there was that big hole in the middle of the defense of the Super Spikers.
A point is a point for Honey Royce, and they do need to step it up big time as Signal's up by 2 sets here.
9 already for Tubino. He is the leading scorer, followed by Molina with 8, Tubu with 6, Paat with 6 as well. Gandler, that one dug very beautifully by Molina. Tubino is blocked, the push kept alive by Katindig. Battle at the net. Palma bounces it over ahead of former teammate.
Jel Cayuna, what an odd sequence there, but the point goes to the Farm Fresh Foxies.
Excellent start for the Foxies. 2-0 here in set number 3. But remember, they led by as many as 5 and still lost in set number 2. Santos cross-court. Tubu picks it up. Nobody near the ball for the second touch.
A lot of delayed reactions we're seeing by the Farm Fresh Foxies, but we do see the efforts in that first contact, but no one picking up the second contact.
Santos only with 7 points today, and I say only because she is coming off an 18-point performance. Tubu got it.
Slicing that cross-court. There's not a lot of that, Eric.
Yeah.
In set number 2.
Spike of the set, Trisha Tubu. Brought to you by Dunkin', Pasalubong ng Bayan. 7 points now for Tubu. Katindig passes. La Rosa keeping it alive. Robbins Hardy to Tubino. La Rosa again for coverage. To the pipe. Robbins Hardy goes. Gandler. La Rosa with a beautiful
what a dig.
Tubino looking for 10. She got it. 10 points for Honey Royce Tubino, the first player in double digits for the Foxies.
Gotta give credit to Micah for the defense against Vanny Gandler. resulted to Honey Royce getting that down the line swing.
Biggest lead, 3 points, Foxies. There's a block against Doria Aquino. Robbins Hardy goes to Tubu. Nice dig for Santos. Chamzon with a pipe attack. Dug by La Rosa again, who's playing marvelous defense today. Meantime, Tubino punching holes in the defense of the Super Spikers.
Strategic moves by Honey Royce to target in between 5 and 6. Good play. But we have Ivy Perez now in for Jel Cayuna.
Tubino with 11 points in the game. She scored the last 2 points of the Foxies. That ankle, that right ankle of Ivy Perez is going to be tested. Sprained it during practice before the season started. That pass to Gandler just a little wide. Even the left hand reach couldn't get to it for Vanny Gandler. There's a very early timeout for Coach Shaq de los Santos, down by 5.
Usap mo na kayo.
Basta laro lang natin. Pagdating sa kabila. Stop the car na ulit. Stop the car. One at a time. Segregations ulit. Basta expect natin mag-A pa. Oo. Mag-opposite setting sila. Oo. So, bilisan yan. Eliminated needed. Kailangan abang sa cover up. Signal! Super!
Really lethargic start here for the Super Spikers. Set number 3.
You know, I love how Dawn is very active in the timeout, then talking to Ivy separately after the timeout. Quality signs of a good leader in Dawn.
Good pass. And there is the first point of Ivy Perez.
It's a net violation.
Yeah, that's going to be taken away. Net touch from Ivy Perez. I got a little too eager on the option, so a short stint for Ivy Perez. She's back on the bench as Jel Cayuna returns. 6-point lead now for Trisha Tubu and the Foxies. Short serve.
Jinx.
Nice block against Gandler. Nice to see the defense of the Foxies holding up against Gandler.
That's inside.
Ooh. But then again, I take it back. Gandler finding a better angle.
Swift as ever.
Spike of the set brought to you by Duncan. Pasalubong ng bayan, Vanny Gandler knocking in her 17th point of the game. Gandler, this is a season high already for her. She's coming off a 16-point performance. Good pass. Robbins Hardy reverses. There's a Tubu with an easy over. Here's a pipe attack.
Ooh.
Gandler from everywhere on the court. 18 points already.
Take a look at that one more time. Finding that open window in between that block, zone 6.
Molina with a good pass. Here's Tubino. And Tubino has the hot hand as well. 12 points for the Foxies. 8-3, 5-point lead for the Foxies. First technical timeout.
You're watching the PVL All-Filipino Conference. The Signal Super Spikers are up by 2 sets against the Farm Fresh Foxies. Eric and Jamie, a while ago, you mentioned Royce Tubino's double-digit output in her game last week. And when I asked her about it a while ago, she jokingly said she wasn't ready for a 5-set game to open the conference. But all jokes aside, as a newly minted Foxy, Royce is admittedly adjusting to the dynamics of this young squad. Although though she's played with some of her teammates in the national team before, what surprised her the most about the Foxies dynamic is their makulit energy and the culture of warmth and openness that the team has built. It is a complete opposite of her usual quiet and reserved nature, but it's this very culture of communication paired with grit and eagerness that Royce believes will get them far in the conference. Now with the Farm Fresh Foxies leading by 8-4, let's see if they're able to take the set and turn things around. Eric and Jamie.
All right, thank you, Jules. Back-to-back games in double digits already for Tubino. In the meantime, here's a mini 2-point run for the Super Spikers.
And we see the Farm Fresh Foxies. They get the point, they get the lead, and then it's followed by a error. And timeout will be called by Coach Koji.
Can you agree? Toss. Everyone more positive.
Yes, coach.
Go. Aggressive.
Go, yes, let's go.
I've never seen Coach Koji Tsurubara this animated throughout his
Career. So Farm Fresh Foxies up by 3 now. Here in set number 3, getting a short run.
As I was saying, I've never seen Coach Koji Tsurubara as animated to his many conferences with the Angels.
No, well, I have to say, it's because the Farm Fresh Foxies had such a big lead. After that timeout, CIGNAL tallied 3 points in a row. So I understand the frustration.
Yeah. They led by as many as 6. It's back up to 4 now after that 9th point of Ces Molina. So at least 2 players now closing in on a double-digit performance aside from Tubino. I'm talking about Tubu with 7 and Molina with 9 for the Foxies. Running attack for Acuna. That's picked up by Tubino. Here comes Molina looking for 10. Can't get it. Katindig with a nice dig. Running attack from the back row for Gandler. Cross-court hit by Tubu, dug by Santos. Gandler again from the pipe. What a dig for Tubu. Molina, that's a little low. Long rally. Set number 3. Tamzon. Molina with coverage. Robbins Hardy goes to Tubu again. A little push. Acuna unable to pop it up. And Trisha Tubu with 8 points.
Holding my breath, Eric, during that sequence, but Trisha Tubu ending with a smart play, ever so deceiving with that tip, which disrupted the blocking.
And what you like about it for the Foxies is they held on to that play. They never gave up.
Yes.
And they came out on top, which obviously is a huge morale boost for this team who are down by 2 sets. Santos. Tubu with another beautiful defensive play. Miscommunication there between Robbins Hardy and Molina. And Jal Cayuna with her what's that, 2nd attack point today.
Jal Cayuna. She wants to be added to the attacks here for CIGNAL.
Flashes of her days as a Lady Tamarao before she became a setter.
Just showing off there, Jal Cayuna.
Jal Cayuna, one of the more offensive-minded setters.
Yes.
Back-to-back games with at least 4 points. Molina. Rejected. Molina will try again. And this one gets it off the block. She's in double digits with 10.
Better production from Molina this time here in set number 3. She's a bit more consistent. She's finding ways to get a touch on that block. Let's see if they can keep this lead up by 5.
Their biggest lead was 6. Robbins Hardy with the serve, so a full front line for the Foxies. Katindig sets it up for Lalong Isip. Off the block. Ishii with the side out.
Off the block, simple plays yet again by Ishii. She was that spark plug, I would say, Eric, in set number 2 with the defense in the back row, getting that point for her team.
It's so efficient. I mean, with the minimal touches she gets, she's already put up 4 points. Robbins Hardy. And Molina almost hit the net. Drop shot coming from Santos. Tubu. Perfect set I mean, that was just the exact distance that Tubu likes from the net. And take a look at her just above the ball this time and going cross.
Jackie Acuna not being able to get there on time for that block.
Cayuna back to Gandler. La Rosa popping it up. Tubino. Block. Meneses with coverage. Tubu again. This one a little behind her. Santos down the line. La Rosa picks it up. And
that's outside.
Save by Meneses going wide.
Signal just down by 4 here.
Jackie Acuna to serve. He's got 4 points today. Bad pass by General. What a dig for Lalo Isip. Off that Tubino hit. Gandler, a standing spike, sends it outside. A rare miss hit again for Gandler.
It's an awkward play by Signal.
Coach Shaq and the Super Spikers leaving some points on the table. Yes. Des Clemente de Guzman, checking back in. Limited minutes for de Guzman today. Lalong Isip with a perfect pass. Gandler dug by Molina. Robbins Hardy to Tubu.
Good touch by Don.
Save. Santos. That one off the net.
Is there a block touch? No block touch. But I think they will call for a challenge on that one.
All right. Let's take a look. Point was already awarded to the Foxies. That's why the lead is right now, well, you don't see it on your screens, but it says 6 points here. 14-8. If this challenge is successful, they're going to wipe that point off from the Foxies. Well, really poor start. Put this team a bit of a hole here,
yes.
Jamie.
They had a slow start here. Oh. I believe there is a block touch, yes.
So that point will go to the Super Spikers, so it'll be 13-9.
Good call.
Robbins Hardy to Tubino. Yes!
That's outside,
but
hitting the antenna.
She hit the antenna?
Yes.
Oh.
Her attack hit the antenna.
And it was still that fast.
Yep.
Huh?
So that is back-to-back errors here. Let's see the replay. Yep.
Just ever so slightly nicked the antenna. So just a 3-point lead now for the Foxies.
Too low.
Pushing it hard. Battle at the net.
Oh!
That one, a rare error for one of the top setters of the tournament.
We'll give it to her. Well, she wants to have 3 attacks.
Well, that was she was doing a 180, so that's
good effort.
A little difficult. Gandler off the block and outside.
Manny Gandler off the block.
So quick side out for Gandler. 3-point game again. Vandy's in the back row. She's got 19 points already. That's a season high for her. Robbins Hardy to Tubu from the back row. Popped up by Gandler. Cayuna to Santos. Going down the line, General with an easy pass. Tubino rejected, kept alive. Katindig to Lalong Isip. Oh, this one, not even off the block. So an attack error this time for the Super Spikers.
Now let's see here if the Farm Fresh Foxies can maintain this here in set number 3. We saw this in set number 2. Unable to keep that momentum alive. The Signal Super Spikers were able to have that finishing kick in set number 2. Let's see if they can extend this match.
Santos.
Oh my.
Firing from the back row. 9 points now for Erica Santos against the top libero of the Foxies.
The wing spikers, Eric, have been solid for the Signal Super Spikers.
5 points for Doria Aquino. She hasn't scored yet here in set number 3. Molina.
Good dig by Erica.
Lalong Isip turned away and it goes outside.
It goes outside.
Last touch by the Foxy, so quick side out here for the Super Spikers.
Ishii already with 5 points so far. And the timing of her points have been helpful for the Signal Super Spikers.
Check that. This is a break point for the Super Spikers. They've scored 2 in a row.
Ooh, that's a good set.
Molina will get the side out. She's got 11. Technical timeout here. Foxies up by 3 against the Super Spikers. Third set. And you see the fans of the Cool Smashers hoping their team gets their first win. Probably the toughest start for the Cool Smashers.
Yes.
And today they'll take on another tough opponent in the Flying Titans.
And you know, the Flying Titans having a new characters, I would say,
Yeah.
in the mix. A reunion, I would say.
A little bit, right? Laure and Rondina.
Oh!
De Guzman tried to pop it up. 4 touches. Gonna be against the Foxies. That lead is down to 2 now.
These are simple errors by the Farm Fresh Foxies that need to be polished.
So Jel Cayuna to serve, a full front line for the Super Spikers with Santos, Acuna, and Lalong Isip. And then you've got the option as well to go to the pipe with Gandler. Robbins Hardy to Molina, block. De Guzman pops it up. Trisha Tubu. A nice dig coming from Gandler. Here comes Lalong Isip. Tubino with coverage. Molina, cross court. Kandili Katindig with a dig. Lalong Isip again. Robbins Hardy, jump set. Tubu.
A bit too short.
And that was the plan.
Yes.
Tubu now with 10, so 3 players in double digits for the Foxies.
No, Eric, that's happened quite a few times with Trisha. Explosive approach and split second going for that tip right behind Ishii.
To get it out of reach of Makandili Katindig is you've got to, that shot must be special.
Yes. Good reception by Ishii. That's too low of a set by Cayuna.
And Jackie Acuna, after hitting very well in their last game, struggling today. Timeout for the Super Spikers.
Oh, ganito. Uy, yung block nila, naka-compress lang na ganyan. Ito naka-save. Magawa ka ng play. Ito dito, o ito dito. Oh, mamili ka dyan sa dalawa. Tapos separate itong isa. Okay? Or ito, ganyan. Ready yan. Ha? Okay, tapos itong combo. Mamili ka lang. O sige, mamili ka dyan, ha?
Coach Shaq and the Super Spikers were down by as many as 6. They got to within 2 Well, here's a mini run by the Foxies to put up a more comfortable 4-point cushion. Des Clemente de Guzman hasn't scored yet today. Alohi Robbins Hardy used to play for Signal back in 2019.
Ooh.
Gets an ace today. That is her first point of the game.
It's a crucial errors here by Ishii. They're having a little talk, Ishii, Dawn, and Vanny after that sequence.
Short pass. This is going to be an off-system play. Santos. Trisha Tubu pops it up. Robbins Hardy underhand set. Molina punches it through. Ces Molina with 12, 2 in a row, scored by the Foxies.
Now, Ces Molina has been the game changer here for the Farm Fresh Foxies. More stability, more touches as well.
And
The defense has improved also for the Farm Fresh Foxies.
biggest lead for the Foxies restored at 6. Tubu with the first touch. Molina again. And this time blocked, but coverage by La Rosa. Reverse Tubu. Yes, 7-point lead for the Foxies.
It's a different light we're seeing by the Foxies. Everyone in sync here in set number 3. Micah to Alohi and Trisha. A lot of stability so far.
Adjustment for Coach Shaq as Santos is out. Ordiales is in. Robbins Hardy with a service fault.
Let's see.
Also Erin Pangilinan on the floor for the Super Spikers.
This lead is still doable for Signal.
Well, they overhauled a 5-point deficit in the second set to come out with a win. Molina, though, making sure that lead stays at 7 now.
Known Signal just staring at the ball, just seeing the swings of Ces Molina. That took a while for her to rotate Eric, but Ces Molina is now in the back row.
But it's still a full front line for the Foxies. They've got Tubu, Clemente de Guzman, and Tubino in front.
Good serve.
But a better pass, and that's the result.
You know, that's what has also been missing, Eric, with the Signal Super Spikers. They have such solid middle blockers in Pangilinan and the other Acuna as well, and Rosendoria Aquino. And Jelka Yuna has not been activating them here in set number 3.
Well, passing has been an issue, well, for both teams. Ooh, that's going to be an overreach.
Overreach.
For Robbins Hardy. I mean, right on cue. These bad passes for both teams really prevents them from activating the bigs. 2-point run for the Super Spikers. Foxies need a good pass. There's one. Tubu, drop shot, got it.
It's just so hard to read Trisha Tubu. We don't know if she's going for that cut shot, the down the line, or the tip.
Also, that's the reason why she's one of the top attackers so far early in this All-Filipino conference. Robbins Hardy with the save. And that one right on the line for Tubino. She's got 13, and don't look now, the very first set points for the Foxies in the match.
A good eye by Honey Royce. You can see she was just guiding that ball in zone number 1, corner pocket.
And it's not just 1, not 2, not 3, but 7 set points for Farm Fresh. Encarnacion, great tip.
Perfect timing on that tip for Signal.
First point for Jewel Encarnacion in the game, and that's equivalent to 1 set point saved. There are 6 more for the Foxies. Oof, through the fingertips of General. This is a broken play. And one outside for Tubino. So 2 set points lost by the Foxies.
Signal slowly creeping in here in set number 3. Timeout Farm Fresh.
Side. Walk. One more. Go!
All right, they only need a point. They've given up 2 set points already. There are 5 more for the Foxies. Can they close it out on the next rally? Robbins Hardy signaling the play.
She's been consistent. We haven't seen Louie here.
Yeah.
Eric in set number 3.
Good pass. Robbins Hardy to Tubino, that a little low. And
That's
that
outside.
hit the antenna again for Tubino. 3 set points coughed up by the Foxies.
Continuous errors we're seeing by the Farm Fresh Foxies. Mind you, Eric, set number 1, they had 9.
Yep. Got to keep it together if you're Farm Fresh. Tubu.
Still good.
Doremdes, her first appearance today with a dig. General will set it up back to Tubu. Good distance from the net, and Trisha Tubu finally closes it out for the Foxies.
What a way to end set number 3 with the Farm Fresh Foxies. They played as a team here. Bump set by Bia, and of course, the bullet by Trisha Tubu.
Tubu with 13 points. Actually, 3 players with 13. Tubino and Molina as well. And the Foxies win set 3 and extend this matchup to at least a set 4.
We are back inside the SM Mall of Asia Arena, and the Farm Fresh Foxies get set number 3, and a different story to tell this time. They played with urgency. They were more alert. Alohi was one of the game changers, setting up the offense beautifully. And of course, the middle blockers in Ria Menezes, and of course, the veterans in Honey Royce Tubino. And for the Signal Super Spikers, they did fall a bit too short in set number 3. Slow start for them, and in that latter part of set number 3, they were unable to score a point. The Signal Super Spikers only tallying a 26% attack efficiency compared to the 35% of the Farm Fresh Foxies. You see that disparity in attacks, 17 and 12. Farm Fresh tallying 5 more attacks. But when it came to crunch time, it boiled down to Trisha Tubu in that last point, pounding that ball in the middle of the court. And this is a test now here in set number 4 for the Signal Super Spikers. If they are able to go back to their system, go back to that game plan like they played in set number 1 and 2. You see Remy Palma, Vanny Gandler, by the way, leading scorer with 19 points, and Trisha with 13 points so far in this match. But the veterans of the Farm Fresh Foxies have come together in set number 3. Now let's see if they can make this game and extend this match to 5.
Well, the last game of the Foxies was a 5-setter, although that one a loss against the Chameleons. So it looks like that's the route they're taking today. They're on set 4 already, like what Jamie said. But one good thing going for them, 3 players in double digits. So more balanced scoring compared to the Super Spikers. Only 1 player in double digits. That's Vanny Gandler with 19 points.
And what Jel needs to adjust with Eric here in set number 4, she needs to activate the middle blockers a bit more. Not a lot of touches. She has very strong, quick middle blockers.
Trisha Tubu, meantime, picking up right where she left off. 14 points already. And unperturbed by the double block, too.
The block a bit too far from the net.
Well, you got to credit Alohi Robbins-Hardy. What a beautiful
Yes.
reverse set that time. And meantime, Jel Cayuna as well, splitting the defense of the
Yes.
Foxies, giving Santos a good look. She is in double digits with 10.
No, it's up to the setters, Eric. I always say this, they allow their spikers to shine, but you can't just set whoever you want to set. You have to look at the blockers. On the other side, you have to see who has the hot hands.
Tubino with an attack error. That's her 7th attack fault today.
It's quite too many errors from Tubino.
Beautiful
Good
serve.
serve
By Chamzon. Tubu is rejected. Coverage by Ram Palma. Tubino. That one popped up by Katindig. Santos with a push. And a great job
By Pia,
General.
yes.
Uh,
Dolphin dive.
dodging that ball. So 2-all. Both teams getting some easy points off the errors of the other. Short pass by Chamzon, the reverse to Santos. Tubu with the first touch. Molina got it. What an angle for Ces Molina. She's got 14.
You know, a lot of the swings have been going to zone 5, talking about the attacks of the Farm Fresh Foxies. When you look at this strategy and playmaking of Alohi, she usually activates Trisha in the back row. Rare occasion that we'll see a pipe attack, but the left pin is the most activated. We have not seen a lot of adjustments going to the middle blocker, and that is what Dawn needs to adjust to. And as for Vanny Gandler, easy point, not a strong swing, but it's all about placement, targeting zone 5.
20 for Vanny Gandler. Robbins-Hardy all the way out to Molina. Off the block, Ces Molina, back-to-back points. She's got 15.
Up by 2 points now here. 1 point rather. Talking about Ces Molina. Good reception by Vanny.
Drop attempt by Acuna. Ces Molina feeling it. This one dug by Gandler. Gets it back. Vanny with a hit and the score.
It's a good swing. Vanny Gandler with 21 points now in this match. Good swing.
Good serve by Erica Santos. Bad pass by General. That was an easy block for the Super Spikers. The ball was set really close to the net.
No, Eric, this is a completely different scenario than what we saw in set number 2 with Signal. They were down at the start of that set and they ended up not winning that set, but you can see a much stronger start here in set number 4.
That block credited to Cayuna. First block of the game. And Ces Molina again, 16 points now.
I mean, you'd rather have 2 players colliding for the ball than no one colliding. Good attempt by Dawn and Vanny Gandler.
Full front line again for the Foxies with Alohi Robbins-Hardy serving. Gandler. Rejected coverage by Cayuna. Katindig will set it up for Santos. Hardy with the first touch. La Rosa to Tubu. Drop shot.
Dawn was there. She was there, almost able to read that tip by Trisha, but just a split second late in her reaction. I mean, if Dawn has a hard time getting that.
15 points now for Trisha Tubu. And a 1-point lead for the Foxies.
Good reception by Chamson.
A rare combination play for the Super Spikers, and that will come back.
Still good.
Terrific effort defensively by the Foxies. Gandler tries again. Rejected coverage by Katindig. Robbins-Hardy, the Tubu, can put it away. Hits the lines judge. Yeah, went outside.
Is there a touch? Nope. Oh, a challenge will be called. A net fault challenge. Good effort by the Foxies.
So it'll be a shame if this challenge is unsuccessful, because the Foxies, because of that, the tenacious defense, deserves this point.
A net fault challenge. That was a close call.
I mean, Royce Divino is still breathing hard after
Perfect
chasing
timing,
down.
Eric, for this
Yeah.
for this challenge. No net fault in that sequence. So the
All right.
point will go to Signal.
All right, so the point stays with the Super Spikers, who are tied at 6.
Farm Fresh needed that breather.
Yeah, especially after the way Tubino and
Micah,
La Rosa chased that ball
take
down.
a look at this one more time.
Robbins-Hardy kneeling set, and there is the first point of Des Clemente de Guzman.
Only 1 point so far from Des. Targeting zone 5. Good reception.
Through the double block.
Yes.
Vanny Gandler packing such a punch from the back row. 22 points now for Vanny Gandler.
What a game for Vanny Gandler. When they need that 1-2 punch, when they need that side out, Vanny Gandler is paving that way for Signal.
Tightest and closest start
Yes, 7-all.
in the match. Tubu puts the Foxies up by 1. But both teams, they've only led by 1. That's how close it's been. Technical timeout. It is the Foxies up by 1 here in set number 4.
Welcome back. You're watching the PVL All-Filipino Conference live here in the Mall of Asia Arena. Winning back-to-back games for the Signal Super Spikers doesn't matter to Jackie Acuna, because for her, each game, each set, and each moment is a reset. And Jackie told me that they'll be facing a lot of challenges this conference, given that teams have elevated their plays and their rosters. And it seems that challenge she was talking about is gaining back the momentum that they lost in that last set. For Jackie, the only way for them to regain that is better defense, improved chemistry, and going back to their system. Like the rest of the Super Spikers, Jackie is looking forward to finishing on the podium at the end of the conference. And with that goal in mind, she can't let that last set loss get to her. Eric and Jamie?
All right, thank you very much, Jules. So the Super Spikers, they have not finished in the podium since 2024. So it's been a while as Jamzon sends it outside. Passing has been an issue for both teams this entire game, which is why the middles have had very limited touches for both teams as well.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of touches by Jel Cayuna here in this match. Setting up her middle blockers.
Beautiful service ace for Des Clemente de Guzman. She's got 2, and this is the biggest lead of the Foxies, up by 3 in set 4, forcing Coach Shaq to call a timeout.
Pag nasa side natin, opportunity na makapag-play. Okay? Ano naman eh, aggressive lang. Ako lang. Yes, sir. Hey! Let's go! Sigan! Super! Let's go!
You can tell Coach Shaq knows what's up. I mean,
He knows what's up.
they're only down by 3, but he burns a timeout, and it's early. Other coaches, other teams would let this one go and allow the players to try and make up for the deficit. But Coach Shaq knows how dangerous the Foxies are coming off a loss, how talented this team is. You mentioned how individually these are stars on their own right. These Foxies. Des Clemente de Guzman with a save. Palma sends it over. Chance ball here for the Super Spikers. And they finally get a side out. Nice hit by Doria Aquino.
You know, Coach Shaq just giving that tactical timeout. Yes, it's a bit early, but with the way Farm Fresh has played this entire match, we heard how active Don was in that timeout. Sometimes those timeouts become very impactful for a team.
Almost a service ace for Cayuna. Cayuna with the first touch. Gremdes sends it to Santos. And back-to-back points for the Super Spikers. What a response after the timeout. They've scored 2 in a row.
You know, that was a diggable attack by Erica Santos, but Alohi was not in the right position. She was positioned right behind the blockers of her team.
Cayuna, what a good server she is. Tubu.
That's outside.
There was a lot of pop on that hit by Tubu, but that will be Tubu's 5th attack fault. And that 3-point lead of the Foxies is gone. Now it's Coach Tsurabara's turn to call the timeout.
Yes, coach.
0-0!
Yes, coach.
I go, change their mind! Change their mind!
Okay, one stop lang tayo. Isa lang ulit tayo.
It's okay, see catch! Side, 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 side! Side to spike up! Side to spike up!
Lipat tayo. Let's
Ano?
go! Tara! Hey, 1, 2, 3!
Do you see how the momentum shifts every single time Coach Shaq calling for that timeout? His team ties up the match, forces Coach Koji to call for a timeout. The game of volleyball changes so fast. The shifts of momentum just changes so fast.
Service outside. That run is over for the Super Spikers. The Foxies didn't even have to lift a finger. They're back up by 1. But I was about to say, Jamie, I mean, you're talking about momentum. Right now, the momentum still feels to me like it's with the Foxies. They had the biggest lead at 3 points here in set 4. Meantime, the Super Spikers, they only led by 1.
Well, the difference here in Signal is that the passing has been a bit faulty. They've been targeting.
All right, so they call that a point for Foxies. They're getting some breaks of the game.
Yes.
And net touch called against the Super
Erica
Spikers.
Santos.
Yep.
Lucky break.
La Rosa again with a beautiful dig. Easy over. Comes up short as Tubino and Molina, no communication there.
You know, going back to team dynamics, this is bound to happen when you are new to a team. Honey Royce is new to the Farm Fresh Foxies.
And
you'd rather have that at this time than when you're in the 20 mark.
That's right. Molina also just a conference in. That one not coming back, but you gotta admire Alohi Robbins-Hardy. I mean, sacrificing her body to try and keep that one alive. That was not an easy move for Alohi.
But presence of mind as well for Remy Palma. The ball was also right behind her, not noticing that Alohi was still far.
12 all, serving for the lead, and they will get it. The Super Spikers, positional fault here for the Foxies, as Tubu and Hardy will step out. Paat and Romero will return. Romero coming back in after playing heavy minutes in the first and second set.
And Louis was impactful.
Oh, yeah.
Every time she was on the court. Now let's see if she could lead the way, lead the charge here for Farm Fresh.
Believe it or not, this is the biggest lead for the Super Spikers. Romero.
Good set.
To Paat.
Reverse.
Paat tries again. Blocked again. Romero back-to-back digs. Paat for the third time. No second touch for the Foxies. Now, Super Spikers up by 2.
You know, Eric, this has happened multiple times for the Farm Fresh Foxies. This is something that needs to be polished. No one is talking to each other. The effort is there with that first contact, but that second contact, no one is getting that ball.
Beautiful serve, overpass. Gandler blocked. Doremdes back to Vanny. Blocked again. Outstanding defense at the net by the Foxies. Romero, Tubino. Coverage by Paat. Romero back to Tubino. And she got it. Royce Tubino with 14 points. And we are tied. Now check that. It's a 1-point game.
I'm holding my breath after each rally. The momentum is shifting. You think it's in the Farm Fresh side. I think it's in the Signal side.
Yeah, after that 2-point lead, it's shifted already. Now Farm Fresh serving to tie. Good pass. Santos got it.
She knows. She knows where to target the ball. The zone 6 this time. Whether it's her off-speed attack or her tips, you know, Erica Santos really knows.
Yeah. 13 points now for Santos. Back to the biggest lead for the Super Spikers. But it's not a safe one. Not by any measure. Overpass. Tubino gave it away, and Gandler now with 23. That will take us to our second technical timeout. Super Spikers in a really good position, up by 3, late in set number 4. Back inside the Mall of Asia Arena here in Pasay City. First game of our doubleheader. And the fans continue to pour in. And they see themselves on the big screen. As we near the tail end of this first game. Coming up, the Cool Smashers taking on the Flying Titans.
Should be a good one.
It should definitely be a good one, especially with the major shakeups, major additions of both teams. Romero goes to Molina. Down the line, that one dug by Cayuna. Santos, cross court, Paat picks it up. Molina tries again. This one out of reach for Tiamzon, and a side out for the Foxies.
You could see the urgency this time for the Farm Fresh Foxies. And Cés Molina has picked it up a notch here in set number 4. I mean, she was silent, Eric, I would say, in sets number 1 and 2, but she has warmed up now.
But you know who needs to step it up? I mean, Mylene Paat. 6 points, but all in the first set. Gandler, cross court. Romero goes back to Molina. Duremdes with the dig. Gandler turned away. There's Mylene Paat.
That's a block.
She shows up for the big block.
She felt that one.
7 points for Mylene Paat.
15-16.
First point for Paat since the first set. Now Palma serving to tie it. Good pass again by Tin Tiamzon. Santos. Palma with the dig. Romero.
Good dig by Remy.
Paat for the tie.
Gel on point.
Gandler comes up short. And that error ties the game at 16 all.
No, right idea by Vanny Gandler. Just a bit too short.
Yeah.
The signal will now call for time.
That's right.
Pasa muna. B3 tayo. B3 5. Lipat ka na sa akin. B3 5. B3 kayo. 3 ka, ha? Okay, pasukan mo lang, ha?
Opo. Papasok ko maganda. Mag-single block kayo niyan.
Okay. Ano mo lang, ha? I-timing mo lang maganda. Ginaw! Wala nga, ay! Tsaka lang. Okay. Tsaka lang.
Close game.
Very close game. I mean, if you're wondering, viewers are wondering how close, this is the only set where we've had 10 deadlocks. So that's how close it's been, because the first set, only 3 deadlocks. Second set, 8 deadlocks through the entire 25 points. But now, it's 10, and we're just a little over the halfway mark of set number 4. There's a nice hit again. Vanny Gandler, 24 points already.
That's right. Vanny Gandler able to redeem herself after that block against Mylene Paat. Now Signal up by 1. It's a race to 20 now.
Good serve. Paat going cross again. This time dug by Santos. Gandler. This one way outside.
Vanny trying to go for that sharp cross court. A bit too much in that sequence.
Re-entering the game for progress, number 12.
Is that worry written on the face of Coach Shaq?
He's looking to see who he can add.
Meantime, Coach Zurabara brings back Alohi Robbins Hardy and Trisha Tubu because Mylene Paat and Louie Romero, they've done their job. They've eliminated the deficit. We're tied at 17. 1-2. Beautiful decision to get the option for Cayuna. She's got 4 points.
It's a perfect timing for Jel Cayuna to activate her 1-2 play. It's her first 1-2 play of the match.
No.
Her other
second.
Oh, her second.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed the first.
She had one in the first set.
Substitution for Signal.
Okay.
5 out. 6.
I stand corrected. So 2,
Yeah.
1,
She
2
had
1-2 plays,
Yeah.
but 1 swing.
one swing,
Yes.
1 block.
Okay.
That's the 4 points.
Okay.
Ishi lalong isip. Back in the game for the Super Spikers. Molina is turned away.
Point for
Door is
Signal.
closed for the Signal Super Spikers. They have made their in-game adjustments against Ces Molina.
That's block number 2 for Jel Cayuna. She's got 5 points already. And a 2-point run for the Super Spikers prompts Coach Tsurabara to call his last timeout.
Understand, you are mark. You mark. Come on, everyone, come on. Okay, go here. Don't use the team. Spice.
Hey, 1, 2, 3! Perfect! Let's go!
Both teams with no timeouts remaining. Riri Meneses saw action in the first 2 sets, but her minutes have dwindled. Julina De La Cruz is on the floor for the Foxies. Let's see if she can be a difference maker here. Tubu.
Ooh, that's
that
outside.
one hit the antenna.
Yep. Her swing hit the antenna. Or maybe after the block here, because the point is given to Farm Fresh.
Okay. So a break of the game going to the Foxies. It's a 1-point game. Molina serving to tie it. Good pass again by Chamzon. Acuna with a running hit. She's got 5 points.
Good strategy by Jelka Yuna, activating.
Well, you asked for it, you got it, Jamie. You wanted Jel to go to the middle.
Yeah, you have strong middle blockers.
Service specialist checking in, Jewel Encarnacion. Encarnacion so far 1 point, scored in set number 2. Good serve, but a better pass by Molina. Tubu. Encarnacion pops it up. Santos from the back row, and that's outside.
Tried to add some variety to that swing. Two outside.
4 attack errors for Erica Santos. It's a 1-point game again. Des Clemente de Guzman had an ace early in set number 4. Overpass.
Ooh.
But a good idea for Cayuna to take the option again. 6 points. Best scoring game for Jel Cayuna in the All-Filipino Conference.
You know, the reception of Ishii was a bit too tight, a bit too fast. But she was just so smart in that move. Late reaction by Des.
And now a full front line for the Super Spikers. Jel Cayuna is serving. That means danger if you're the Foxies. The serve to Tubu, good idea. Cross court, Trisha Tubu. Ooh. From the receive to the third touch. 17 points for Trisha Tubu.
What a performance. And what a spot. Sharp cross court. Eric, we're in that 20 mark now. Crunch time yet again. Good serve.
Santos. Ooh. Turned away, and the block of Palma ties the game at 21. No, they give that block to De La Cruz.
Jelena De La Cruz pumped up.
First point for De La Cruz in the conference after not playing in the first game of the Foxies. Now serving for the lead, Trisha Tubu.
Ooh. Untimely.
Oh, Coach Tuzurabara unbothered. He knows they're only down by 1. A good receive and a side out can get them back in this set 4. Here's a good pass. And there's the side out. De La Cruz with back-to-back points.
It's good to see her on the court again, getting some playing time. Much deserved for Jelena De La Cruz. Off the block, getting that block, instant impact.
13 deadlocks here in set 4. Now again serving for the lead. Foxies. Gandler with the left. La Rosa pops it up. Molina. Durandes with the dig. Santos. Easy over by Durandes. La Rosa will set it up for Molina for the lead. She got it. Foxies on top by 1. Molina with 18.
That is off the block yet again for Ces Molina, the veteran here for the Farm Fresh Foxies. She's pumped up.
This is edge of your seat volleyball, wherever you are, whether you're here at the Mall of Asia or at home. Service ace! De La Cruz with 3 points and probably the biggest ace of the game, giving the Foxies 2 set points. 3-0 run for Jelena De La Cruz and the Foxies. They're a point away from another 5-setter. Gandler saves a set point. 25 for Banny Gandler. What a game for her.
Let's see if Signal could go all the way now and finish this match. But going back to Jolina De La Cruz, when your coach calls your name, you gotta give your all. And that is what she is doing here in set number 4.
She has absolutely stepped up. There's a good pass by De La Cruz. Molina can put it away. Did she? Nope.
I believe that's outside.
That is the call. And there will be a challenge. So we're going to take a look at it. Although I'm looking at Ces Molina, she doesn't seem very confident. If this is unsuccessful, that's 2 set points erased by the Super Spikers. Well, the Farm Fresh Foxies only 1 game in. And there is
no block touch. So that swing is outside for Ces Molina.
No more challenges remaining for the Foxies. No more timeouts remaining for both teams. And 2 set points are gone. We're tied at 24. Meanwhile, Rose Doria Aquino and the Super Spikers looking for win number 3. They have not lost so far in 2 games.
Good reception by Jolina.
Molina. That one dug. Santos. This one gets away from Tubu, and from down 2 set points, Super Spikers are at match point.
Erica Santos doing her job, setting up, going to the cross court.
Well, the Super Spikers answer the 3-point run of the Foxies with a 3-point run of their own. Now a point away from another 4-set win. Robbins Hardy. I mean, the guts to take the option to save a match point.
I did not see that coming.
Everyone was blindsided,
time,
including the defense of the Super Spikers. Deadlock number 15. Palma to serve. Short pass. Gandler gets it back. Cross court, dug by Palma. Robbins Hardy, the jump set. Molina. Cayuna chases it down. Gandler rising and is blocked. Excellent floor defense here for the Super Spikers. And Erica Santos gives the Super Spikers match point number 2.
This is why we featured her earlier in the pregame. She can do it all. Very deceiving of Erica Santos. Nothing too flashy, nothing too fancy coming from Erica Santos.
She's got 15 points already as Rita Jimenez is back in the game.
Match point serving for the match, Erica Santos.
Molina. And there's a net touch called against the Super Spikers. That match point erased. Quick eye by Ryan Corpus, our second referee. He was the one who whistled that violation against Cayuna. Full front line for the Foxies.
Oh my!
Makes up for the net touch with another point, her 7th of the game, and this is match point number 3 for the Super Spikers.
It's a dump after dump with these setters. Crucial times.
Will it be lucky number 3 for the Super Spikers? 3 seconds on the serve clock, 2 seconds. Robbins Hardy goes back to Ces Molina. And now a chance to put it away from the pipe. Gandler. Robbins Hardy to Tubu. Dug by Santos. This is an easy over. Robbins Hardy back to Tubu. And Trisha Tubu saves another match point.
No words. No words for set number 4.
deadlocks in set number 4. Serving for the set point and for the lead, says Molina. She has no aces yet.
Good reception so far by Vanny.
Acuna running attack. She's got 6. And this is match point number 4 for Signal.
High risk, high reward. Look at that short running slide by Jackie Acuna.
And Acuna strutting to serve.
I saw that
Yeah,
strut.
right?
It's giving model.
She has
Wow.
she has an ace already. What a set. What a reverse. What a reverse by Alohi Robbins Hardy. I mean, that's just a flick of her wrist. Trisha Tubu scores. There's a challenge, a net fault challenge here by Signal. I don't think it's going to be successful, but I may be getting ahead of myself.
Let's not speak too early, Eric, okay?
I'm just seeing what I saw. It looked clean from Alohi Robbins Hardy. The point already awarded to the Foxies. We're 28 all. If this is successful, it's going to be an anticlimactic win. All right, so it's against Tubu, they call it. It's not even close. I thought they were checking on the Hardy set. Apparently the Tubu hit is what they looked at. So the point stays with the Foxies. We're tied at 28. Foxies have lost 2 set points, but the Super Spikers, they've lost 4 match points.
Oh, stepping violation by Ria Menezes. I saw that. Foot fault. Very rare.
Yeah, first violation of that kind today.
Good eye.
Yep.
And look at the timing of that one.
So it is match point number 5 for the Super Spikers.
We talked about this earlier. You can make silly errors at the start, but
that is
nearing 30s?
For sure gonna hurt. Tubu, drop shot. Macandini picks it up.
Dawn gets that tip this
Chance
time.
to put it away. And that one through the fingertips of Molina. Tubu.
It's too tight.
What a save by General, but Jolina De La Cruz too far for a second touch. As the Super Spikers, the fans, up from their seats, a come from behind win in set number 4 for the Super Spikers.
Eric, this is the second time that's happened.
Yeah.
That second contact has not been touched. And at the worst timing, that happened in set number 2 and now set number 4. But what a well-deserved win by Signal.
The cardiac finish in the end. And Coach Shaq obviously ecstatic about this win. They had to fight for each and every point, especially in the final set. The 4-set win again for the second time in a row for the Super Spikers as they take down the Foxies. Back-to-back 4-set wins for the Signal Super Spikers as the Foxies lose in 4 today And their second game, meanwhile, Super Spikers in the third game of the All-Filipino Conference. Jamie?
I mean, Eric, what a match. And we're only in the second week here in the All-Filipino Conference, and no words for that game.
Vanny Gandler with a great game today. She is with Jules Israel.
Eric and Jamie, I'm here with Vanny Gandler, standout player of the game with 25 points, 14 digs, and 15 excellent receptions. Congratulations, Vanny and the CIGNAL Super Spikers. That was a very intense match, Vanny. And I just want to ask, how did you keep your composure in those very tight sets that you just played?
Thank you. I just remembered everything the coaches and my teammates taught me, and this is everything we trained for. So I'm happy I was able to help the team get this win today.
And that was very much evident in your teamwork today. And earlier you told me that you have this keep fighting mindset, and really na-test yun today. So how will you continue this moving forward, especially now that you are at a 3-game win streak in the All-Filipino Conference?
Yeah, tomorrow's a new day, of course. So first I'll focus on my recovery, and then we're back to work, back to practice.
And I'm sure that you have friends and family who are so proud of you. Is there anyone you'd like to greet as you end this match?
I just want to say hi to my parents, to all my friends watching. Team Vanny Unite, thank you for the support. God bless always.
And Vanny, one last for all of your fans, what are you excited to show them as you continue your streak moving forward?
I hope to show them more wins, and hopefully it's enough to reach the next round.
Congratulations once again. I'm sure your fans are excited to see you. And Eric and Jamie, let's wrap up this match.
All right, thank you, Jules. Congratulations to Vanny Gandler and the rest of the Super Spikers. Sort of performance for Vanny, a triple-double, double digits in receptions and digs as well, along with the 25 points.
You know what's the highlight here in this match is the 30 airs of the Farm Fresh Foxies. A lot of balls just dropping in between players. The attacks are just fine. The attacks actually picked up, Eric, in sets 3 and 4, but it's the airs of the Farm Fresh Foxies, the missed serves, the unforced errors that need to be controlled. And as for CIGNAL, they have been steady and will remain steady, hopefully, this All-Filipino Conference.
Well, thanks to our director, Marvin Chavez, our game producer, Carlo Grajo, Jules Israel, great job. For my partner, Jamie La Victoria, I'm Eric Tipan. Coming up, we've got 3-time All-Filipino Conference champions, Creamline Coal Smashers, taking on a revamped Chocomucho Flying Titans. Both teams are coming off a loss. And meantime, Mylene Pat and the Foxies now 0-2 in the standings as they lose in 4 against the undefeated CIGNAL Super Spikers, who are 3-0 in the standings.